at that. There you go.
Yeah, they've started already.
Well, they being Dino, of course. Gerry is unflappable.
Just a quick reminder that this is Scotch doubles. And the lead-off man takes the first shot, and if it's not a strike, his teammate has to take the spare.
I don't know if it's my imagination or not, and I hope I'm not cursing Gerry here, but whenever we've seen him in this tournament, he always seems to open up with a strike. Let's see if he can keep that streak going. Oh, there you go, done it again.
Excellent shot from Gerry, first time, and that strike means that Thomas will actually be leading off in frame 2. But here we see the replay. Nice length down the lane, rotation on the ball, and right into the 1-2 pocket, which is the left-hander's sweet spot.
So here's the sharpshooter from Texas, Dino Castillo. Opening up for Team USA.
Yeah, the man with the slightly unorthodox back swing and follow through from the shoulder, but certainly doing the business, and that's another great strike to start with.
Yeah, it's only a problem if it doesn't work, and it certainly works for Dino.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be critical. Not when we've seen some of the numbers that he's been shooting during this tournament. Great bit of body language as well.
So they both open up with a strike, and here's Thomas looking to keep it going. Really struggled on this lane in his last match against Tim Mack. Couldn't find anything. And he's had a horrible start here as well, missing the head pin.
Yeah, he's left a horrible washout, but as I say, he doesn't have to spare it. Gerry has to spare it, and it would actually be easier for the right-hander to spare this, but Gerry being a left-hander, it makes it really awkward. It was a bad shot first time there for Thomas. And Gerry just powdering the nose of the bowling ball there with some rosin dust, which will help him grip his thumb deep inside that thumb hole.
So Verbruggen with a real tough one to deal with here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good spare if he can make it.
Oh, he does!
Tom and Gerry, what a combination. Sorry about that, Nick.
Blatant blaming Simon for that one, but that is all Gerry. Terrific spare with the pressure really on, but a little note of concern in the Team European camp if Thomas is continuing to have problems, and if Mike Mullen, the left-hander, can find his line early, the Americans will jump out on top. There he goes. The 10 had a little think about it, but then it went.
Yeah, very nice shot from Mike here. Again, right in the 1-2 pocket for the left-hander. 7-pin was a little bit late, but look how wide he is on that lane. And there it is, that 10-pin shoots down. Super double from the Team USA squad in frames 1 and 2. Again, Thomas up now, struggling on this lane, as we can all see.
Well, he got rather fortunate there. What a shocker.
Yes, a couple of the bowlers have mentioned that this lane condition is breaking down under the heat of the television lights. It makes it a little bit awkward for them. They don't get the reaction they always are looking for.
Yeah, you talk about breakdown, it's that film of oil, isn't it, that goes along the first 40 feet and then it's dry after that, and that's where the ball gets the hook. He was asked a tough question there and just about came up with the answer.
Yeah, there's a few oohs from the crowd as well as that one just sneaked the spare. Yes, Nick, you're right. It's the lane conditioner that's put down on the lane oil to protect the lane. But the bowling ball's going down the lane, push it down into the dry area, and you get inconsistent reaction. And the bowlers have to be aware of this all the time and take evasive action. And that sometimes means speeding up, slowing down, or moving position on the approach. Team USA working on a double.
And you make that 3 in a row. Well, whatever problems Thomas is having, Dino certainly isn't having.
he's laid this ball out rather nicely down the right-hand side of the lane, and it's just ripped back and ripped that rack. They stand no chance. And of course, as long as Thomas is not striking, he's going to be the lead-off for the Team Europe. And he's got this first shot every time, and he's struggling.
Well, in his last match, he managed just 2 strikes. It is most uncharacteristic. Got better, much better.
Oh, that's better, Thomas. Nice one. Yes, and he knows it. Stands up in the crucifix position. Take the pressure off of him somewhat, because he won't be shooting first ball next time. It will be Gary. Team USA have taken an early lead here.
Looking to reinforce it, and does. This is high-class bowling.
4 strikes in a row. He's extending that lead. This is really hot stuff. Rock and roll bowling.
They look a good partnership, these two, don't they?
And we're not going to mention how many strikes they've got in a row. I don't think we'll leave that.
No, we're not going to mention. We're not going to mention the P word. So Verbruggen, who did open up with a strike, needs another one here just to help Team Europe just to hang around in this match.
Well, it will be a double if he can make it.
There it is.
Nice one. Great shot. Keeps the hopes alive of Team Europe. Nice smooth follow through, good balance at the line, plenty of rotation on the ball, right in the pocket.
Yep.
And it's that man again.
Well, he's the right-hander, as is Lee Anderson, but where Thomas has really had to slog away here, Dino's made it look very easy thus far.
Yeah, they're playing slightly different areas of the lane. Dino's just a little bit further inside than Thomas, and seems to be getting a good reaction, whereas Thomas is not.
There's the hook. This time the sequence comes to an end, and it's a good job we didn't mention the 300 game.
It certainly was, Nick. Well done. Well spotted. Light on the headpin. It's got the rotation on the ball, and it's just gone that little bit long, which is the inconsistency I was talking about earlier on, the breakdown of the lane. It's left the 2-pin for the left-hander to take.
No problem at all.
Clears it away nicely.
So the sequence ends at 4.
An early 30-pin lead, though, for Team USA.
Thomas Lee Anderson, the skipper of Team Europe. His team 2 points adrift in the tournament, and behind here in this doubles match as well. Can he stay in the strike zone, having struggled for so long to get it? Yes, there was a kicker there. Oh yeah, he likes that.
That was a desperate shot from Thomas. Working on a double, he really needed the strike here. He's not been playing too well, and as anybody can see, this is a real lucky one. Trips that 2-pin out at the end and says, "Thank you very much, I'll take that."
Well, he had no luck at all, did he, in his last match against Tim Mack, and these things do balance out.
Well, you need a little bit of luck when you're not playing well. Just a little bit of luck like that can make all the difference. Turns a double into a turkey, and puts a little bit of pressure now back on Team USA.
Yes, and Dino, who left that one standing last time, is back in the pocket. No worries at all for the Texan.
Fantastic response to the little bit of pressure that Europe put on them. He looks quite happy. Great shot from the big right-hander. Right in the pocket.
So here's Gary Verbruggen.
Now Europe have managed to reduce the deficit to about 11 pins, and they're working on 2 strikes. Actually it's 3 strikes. I forgot about that lucky one. So come on, Gary. Frame 7.
Oh no, he's left the 7.
Very unfortunate. It was a nice shot. It got some good distance down the lane and plenty of rotation, but the angle that it came in didn't allow that corner pin to be shot out. Bounced all around it and it stood there.
So that is the pin that Thomas, the right-hander, would choose to aim at if he did have a choice in the matter. It's not what Team Europe wanted, though. They needed to stay in the strike zone just to keep themselves in the American slipstream.
Yeah, that's right, Nick. But the spare they'll have to settle for. It was a bit unfortunate. It would have been a nice 4 in a row, but there's the spare.
So Mullin looking to make it a USA double here and failing to do so.
Yeah, again another nice shot, but unfortunately this time the left-hander's left the 6-pin. This gives a chance for Dino to shoot a spare with his green goddess, shall we say. He's a shamrock ball.
Yeah. Dear, oh dear, and that is nothing more than a lapse of concentration.
Yeah, that was lazy indeed.
He knew immediately.
Yeah, he was a bit verbal with it as well. Look, there it goes.
Well, another religious reference from Dino, but not one that he would have wanted to make, and it's been very costly for a USA team that was coasting to victory here. Now it's tightened right up.
Yeah, it's very much back on Team Europe to take the pressure here. A strike will tie the game up in frame 7. So it's a very important shot.
And there it is.
Yeah, great response. Cherry's got a strike. A couple of low 5s there, and you could hear some shouts in the crowd from the European supporters. I just realised how important this shot was.
Isn't this just typical of Gary Verbruggen, though? He just keeps on ticking over. There's no great peaks and troughs with him. He's always there or thereabouts, the Belgian.
That's right, yes indeed. The quiet man, he just plods away.
As does Mike Mullin. Oh, he leaves the 7.
Yeah, it's wobbling round and turning round, but it's not going to go.
Now, he left a single pin last time, and Dino played a very lazy shot. I'll guarantee you Castillo will have refocused completely and he won't make the same mistake twice.
I'm glad you said that.
All right, I'm now leaving the building.
This is Nick Halling signing off from Sheffield.
Yes, goodbye everybody. Would you believe that? What an extraordinary...
Well, 2-9 misses back to back, and Team USA won't deserve to win this match. This is unbelievable. These guys can bowl all year and not miss this pin, and he's missed 2 in a row. It's quite naughty of him. And he's got his head in his hands, as you can see. There's no more sledging coming from him in this game.
Well, that's where the trash talking bites back, isn't it? You've got to deliver. If you're going to talk it, you've got to deliver as well. And Lee Anderson can really twist the old knife here. Do so with a sloppy shot that was straight on the head pin.
Yeah, pretty much mediocre. It wasn't anywhere near the pocket, but if they can spare, they'll advance their lead. Thomas is not very happy at all, but as I say, a spare here, and they'll take an 11-pin lead into frame 9, which is a foundation frame, as we know. Yeah, it's not a good shot.
Had a couple of open frames, Dino, in a singles match against Lassie Lantila, so he's not having the best of Weber Cups now. Verbruggen, yeah, safely done.
Yeah, he's happy. He's realised that that's the foundation frame. They've made a spare, which is certainly a lot better than an open frame. 177 in the 8th frame, working on a spare. They're going to be going through the 200 barrier because they've had no open frames so far.
Frame 9 for Mike Mullin, who must be thinking, well, I've got to get a strike. My partner's struggling, so I'll do that.
Yes, another great shot from Mike Mullin in the pocket. I don't think actually Team USA have missed the pocket at all in this game, but they've had a couple of single pins standing up, 3 of them in fact, and they've missed 2 of them. And that's why their score's so low.
The incredible thing is, though, look how close it is, and the USA have had 2 open frames. I mean, Europe could have been blown away in this game if Dino Castillo had just maintained a little bit more focus.
It's going down to the wire, this game. Frame 10, and it's Thomas up, working with a spare. What a time to get one. First ball, frame 10, strike for Thomas Lee Anderson. Well, that's cheered him up a bit. Team Europe go through the 200 barrier, and this is a rather nice shot. Straight down second arrow. He's got the distance on the ball with the rotation, and it's right in the 1-3 pocket.
That really was important. They can lock this one out, Team Europe. If Gary can strike here and then Thomas bounces back up with a strike, there's nothing the Americans can do. So, a chance for Gary really just to add to the pressure.
Looking for victory with this shot.
And that's normally so reliable. Leaves the 7.
There's a single pin that Thomas is going to have to spare, that 7 pin.
The Americans have got a chance.
Spare from Thomas. There's a 2-1-7 for Team Europe, which means that Team USA must strike. First ball, they have to strike. Nothing else will do.
And look who's got a chance at salvation. Dino Castillo.
He'll know what the situation is with the scoreboard. He'll know exactly what he has to do. Needs the strike.
No.
Game over. The game is lost.
Well, well, well.
That was a fantastic shot. It was right in the pocket, but inexplicably that 7 pin is absolutely standing there solid as a rock.
I mean, you can't blame Dino for that one, can you? You can
No.
you can point the finger for earlier lapses perhaps, but not that time.
You can do no better than that, but unfortunately the game was lost earlier on with those 2 single pin misses. Dino to bowl off the bonus ball in frame 10. And with a strike they'll only have 206, but as I say, it's the 2-9 miss single pins earlier on that's cost them the game, and 206 is the final score.
Yes, indeed, and not a game that Dino Castillo will want to remember. The man who talked about crucifixion has ended up in his own version of bowling hell. 2 open frames. Team Europe overcome a slow start to pinch this doubles match. The skipper has led by example, and it's Team Europe winning it by 11 pins, and now it's really close in this race to 18 points. It's Team USA 9, Team Europe 8.